All right. Just one uneducated visit to your dentist can have devastating health consequences. Sounds like maybe if you're new to this information, a radical statement to make. But as you will soon see, I promise you, this is going to be something of great importance to your overall health and well-being. What's happening inside your mouth, not only in terms of poor oral health, but what a conventionally trained dentist might have done to you, you will see how this is directly affected to your overall health. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Jonathan Landsman, your host for Natural Health 365 Live. We do these shows each and every day, Monday to Friday, at 12 noon Eastern Time. And every day we do another show really focused on helping you to improve your immune system function, which will automatically protect your health. And by the way, if you're new to this show, please do us a big favor and type "new" in the comments section below so we can give you a big, warm welcome to our Natural Health 365 community. All right, let's get into it. We've got a lot to cover today. If you want to, feel free to take some notes. If not, that's okay too. If you're listening now live, there'll also be the recorded version, so don't worry about that as well. And if you feel anybody else has got serious chronic health issues, I'm talking about things from chronic fatigue, dementia, believe it or not, autoimmune disorders. There's almost 200 different autoimmune disorders out there. The list goes on and on. Cardiovascular problems, the risk of a heart attack. If you know someone that's already had a heart attack in particular, you're going to want to definitely forward this show over to them right now. Share this show, and you will definitely have something valuable to share with them. All right, let's get to it. Number one issue, okay? I had 14 of these myself. Thank God they've been removed. Mercury-based silver fillings. We have 4 quadrants in our mouth, right? Upper right, lower left, and upper left. I had all the quadrants filled, 14 in total. Thank goodness they were shallow fillings, not very deep. So in my particular case, it was relatively easy to have them removed, but it was still with a well-trained biological dentist. What we're about to get into with these mercury-based silver fillings, once you listen to this info, please don't rush to try to take them out. It's very important that you get with a well-qualified, experienced dentist who knows how to take them out safely. So we know about these mercury-based silver fillings, right? Over 150 years they've been used. Literally, hundreds of millions of people have them. They're walking around with these every day inside of their mouth. The FDA, the United States Food and Drug Administration, they say it's perfectly safe, nothing to worry about. For anybody, of course, they say, this is what the interesting part, right? They say for anyone older than 6 years old. Like if you're from first day of birth to 5 years old, 5 years old and 11 months and 29 days, anyone like that, there could be a problem, right? And of course, they end always after they tell you it's perfectly safe, don't worry. Get this one. If you're allergic, don't put them in. You believe this? If you're allergic to mercury fillings, if mercury does something bad to you, you shouldn't put them in. I mean, how does that cover just a few people? They tell you don't worry about it if you're over 6 years old, and then they say if you're allergic, don't put them in. Can we trust these people? I've mentioned before, I've talked about poor oral health for many years. And in fact, we put out an event I'll be talking about in a few minutes that is actually available right now this week at no cost to you, where you can learn much more about it. We'll get to it in a second, but did you know that the United States Food and Drug Administration used to be run by a woman, Margaret Hamburg? And it's an example just of many of these government health agencies. She came from Henry Schein. which is the largest, one of the, if not the largest producer of dental amalgams, these mercury fillings that are put in all the heads of all these people. So she comes from a company that produces mercury-based silver fillings, and then she becomes the head of the FDA. Are you really going to expect that the FDA is going to be impartial and warn the public about any kind of health dangers that may exist? You'd be naive to think so. And so many of the heads of these organizations, the CDC, Surgeon Generals, or Food and Drug Administration, any of these people usually come from pharmaceutical industry type backgrounds. So they tend to not go against the mainstream narrative, if you know what I mean. No doubt, we need to understand one simple thing. Mercury-based silver fillings are over half of that. It's not all mercury, but over half of the metal is a neurotoxic substance. This heavy metal mercury is in those fillings. They have other metals as well, which aren't great either. But certainly this is a biggie. It's neurotoxic. If you see what mercury does as a substance, when it comes in contact with nerve endings, it's obliterated. It's like a science fiction movie when you watch it under a microscope. As soon as the mercury element gets close to the nerve, it's gone. It disappears, like Star Wars. And so imagine if you're exposed to these vapors, which, by the way, now more than ever, they finally have come out in print on the internet. You can actually see that they admit, the Food and Drug Administration admits that these mercury fillings release mercury vapors. So what's happening is it's being absorbed immediately through your tissue, into your blood, into your lymphatics, into your brain tissue, into your lungs. And so this nerve-ending damage is so incredibly important for you to understand, and how destructive it is inside the body when you think about so many people who suffer with vision loss, neurological issues, systemic body pain, dementia, which is certainly way on the rise. We've seen nothing yet compared to what things will be like by 2025 to 2035. The rates of dementia are going to go through the roof. Millions and millions of more people are going to be suffering with this. So it's a bioaccumulation of this mercury substance that is being absorbed into the body that eventually wreaks havoc on our health. So for them to say it's safe, it's crazy. It's a constant stress on your immune system. These days, with the virus all over the world and everybody talking about it, what would be more important than to focus everybody's attention on getting away from things that stress or damage the immune system? If your immune system is down, you are extremely vulnerable to bacterial and viral infections. This is not something you want. We should be educating the public about all of these big topics, like what we're focused on today, poor oral health and the toxicity that is in the mouth that does not stay local to the mouth. It gets spread throughout the body. So with so many people suffering with so many health problems, let's address it by continuing to talk about this right now. By the way, if you are interested in doing something, as I mentioned before, about this issue, be sure to locate a good biological dentist. I'm going to mention an event to you right now that is very important going on right now that I organized myself with over 30 of these top biological dentists and healthcare providers that know a lot about this topic. We get into mercury-based silver fillings and the other issues we're going to talk about today. It is an event that's going on right now online from Monday to the end of this week. So we are on day 3 today. It's called the Holistic Oral Health Summit.com. And we'll have a link here in the comments section. You'll be able to access that event. All you have to do is go to holisticoralhealthsummit.com, Right on that homepage at the top, you put in your first name and your email address, and right away, you will get instant access. Please listen to just one of the speakers that appeal to you. I promise you, you're going to see that this content is mind-blowing and truly life-saving. If not for yourself, at the very least, for someone that I'm sure you know out there that's suffering with a health issue, and maybe, just maybe, they haven't yet looked at the problems in the mouth. Let me just give you another little quick heads up about this. The top integrative healthcare centers in the world that deal with people that are very sick with cancer literally clean up issues in the mouth, like removing all mercury-based silver fillings properly before they do anything else in taking care of somebody with cancer. No, they don't give them chemo. They don't give them radiation. All the nutritional protocols, all the IV drips, all the other extra strategies that they deploy to help someone to recover from cancer, the very first thing they do is clean up any issues in the mouth. And we're going to cover 3 more today, right now. Okay. Excuse me. Got a little bit of an itch there. All right. So the second big issue in the mouth is root canal treated teeth. The American Association of Endodontists say, I can't believe the number, it's about 25 million of these quote-unquote therapies are done a year. Folks, that's 41,000 of these root canal treated procedures are done on people. 41,000 a day is happening every day. Now, they'll tell you that 85% of these teeth will last a lifetime. That's the big selling point. You go into the dentist, you have some tooth pain, they try to fill a cavity, they fix you up, they send you on your way, and you still have pain. Next step is almost always, especially if you're complaining a lot of pain, we got to get a root canal treatment done on you. It's important. You'll be out of pain, and you'll save your tooth for a lifetime. Isn't that great? And don't worry, you won't feel anything at all. They literally say on their website, okay, this association for this root canal therapy, here's the quote: "There's no reason to be afraid if you learn you need one." Nothing could be more deceptive than that final sentence that I read when they described all the things that you need to know about a root canal treatment. So deceptive. Here's a fact. When you get that treatment done, your tooth from that day forward is dead. There is not one medical procedure that's done, any other one, where they would leave a dead body part inside your body. But when this procedure is done to your tooth, they kill the tooth and they leave it in your body. Why is that such a big deal, right? You would maybe never thought of this before. Because listen carefully, every single tooth that gets treated this way will become infected. 100% of these teeth, you'll walk around with infection that's brewing and growing. Obviously, the longer you have it in your mouth, the higher the risk for massive amounts of infection to spill out into the rest of your body. And remember I said to you about cardiovascular disease and heart attacks in particular? You look up the medical and scientific literature, and it says clearly that the bacteria and the waste products that are spit out from the nasty bacteria that are around root canal treated teeth are literally being found lodged in and around the heart tissue, causing massive damage and definitely a major trigger for many heart attacks that we see today. Yet how many people hear about this when they go into their dentist to get this thing done? I would venture to say very few. And again, this toxicity in the mouth doesn't stay local. It is being absorbed constantly, the infection, into the blood, the lymphatics, into your digestive system, mixed with your saliva, down the hatch it goes, and then it spreads throughout your body. This is a constant stress on your immune system. It is another source of stress that you can literally get away from if you know enough ahead of time. Number 3, gum disease. This is a biggie. According to the National Institute of Dental and Craniofacial Research, here's a quote: gum disease is the #1 cause of tooth loss among adults. And again, according to the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, half of Americans have gum disease. Half. Could you imagine if our current pandemic had statistics like this? Half the people in the United States are really sick. Right? Look at what we're flipping out with right now because of a virus. Well, guess what, folks? This is a very serious health problem, and as you saw in my description above this video today, it is truly one of the most overlooked health problems in conventional and integrative medicine. All of these aspects that I'm covering today, gum disease is huge. In fact, I would venture to say that way too many people take too much of a, I don't want to say cavalier, but a very relaxed attitude that if they brush their teeth and they see just a little bit of blood when they spit out in a sink, not a big deal. You know, you're done brushing. You don't see the blood the rest of the day, do you? Imagine if there was a little bit of blood leaking out of your cheek, your forehead, or your finger, or your leg. Would you ignore that? Of course not. But that's exactly what, when you're brushing and you see that blood coming out, it's exactly what your body is telling you. There's weakness in the tissues, there's bleeding, and guess what, folks? There's inflammation that exists. And we all know that inflammation, chronic, even chronic low-level inflammation, is at the root cause of so many health problems that people have. So again, I'm just saying it this way because we really do have to take this very seriously. Stop being relaxed about this and address it. And of course, the association goes on to encourage yearly checkups, which I just say to myself, are you kidding me? With people running around with gum disease the way they are now, they're going to just pop into the dentist once a year and, yeah, I'm good. I went to the dentist 11 and a half months ago. Yeah, I'll go soon enough. Maybe a month or two from now, I'll check in again. Gum disease can develop, depending on the severity, in a very rapid way. It can grow. And what about every single month you are putting toxins into your body? Why are we being this relaxed about it? That's about the best they say. Just make sure you do yearly checkups. This is definitely, be very clear about this, gum disease is a chronic inflammatory disease. But it can be avoided. This is the main point of this section. We want to brush with herbal or essential oil blends. Make sure we're using elements like clove, neem, peppermint oil. These are great substances to have as part of your daily routine. We definitely want to floss in between the teeth. Once a day is fine. Look, at the very least, it's to remove particles of food that may be in between your teeth. You don't want them sitting in your mouth all day long. So a practical thing to do is maybe after a significant meal, just get in there, floss for a few minutes. You're done. It's not even going to take you a few minutes. Maybe a minute or two. It's well worth your time that you're investing in your own health. Hydroflossing. Now, this is sort of like blasting water, if you will, right? Pulsating blasts of water all along the gum lines. Really a great habit to get into is to hydrofloss once a day. Again, you fill up a bucket of water. You might want to splash in some of that herbal mouthwash you have, just a pump of it into the whole tank of water. Pop it on, and then you just take that little instrument, the tip, put it around the gum lines on the bottom and the top, on the outside and on the inside of your teeth. You blast around in your mouth. Takes you, 2-3 minutes. It's nothing at all. You get used to it, like putting on your pants in the morning or putting on your shoes, and it's just so easy to do. Oil pulling, another great habit in terms of keeping gum disease and all kinds of nasty buggies at bay. You really want to keep this stuff away in your life. These are great habits to do. Oil pulling can be with, organic or non-organic oil. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I use organic coconut oil, but whatever you like, you can use that. And let's say we're talking about organic coconut oil. Just a teaspoon, stick it in your mouth, swish around. The saliva starts to mix with it. You get a lot of liquid in there. Just keep swishing and swishing. Use your tongue to sort of have that oil go all the way around. Get it in all areas of your mouth. Do it a few times a week. And of course, you spit out this oil. You don't swallow it. Spit it out in, say, the garbage can. And, don't put it down your plumbing in your bathroom because it'll clog up your pipes. But just doing that as well, as soon as you're done with doing oil pulling just once, you will be amazed how clean your mouth feels. It is such a simple habit to get into. And again, if you don't have really serious case of gum disease, you don't even have to do it every single day. But just a few times a week, it's great. 5, 10, 15 minutes, all good. Sea salt rinses. It's another very simple thing. Spoonful of the salt, a whole bunch of water, stir it all up, and then just do 8-10 ounces of that. Just swish, 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 spit it out into the sink, take some more into your mouth, swish it around a little bit, spit it out, and just keep doing it over and over again. Again, that could take you a couple minutes as well if you want to try that. Very good way of reducing inflammation that might tend to happen inside your mouth. It's great. In fact, this one tip alone, when somebody has noticed sensitivity around a tooth, if they did it for 2-3 days, they felt a whole lot better. Just knocking down the inflammation and cleaning up the mouth a little bit. So very simple tips. And of course, the last one I will say to you, if you're very concerned about gum disease, or how should I say it, getting away from gum disease, this is a huge tip. You've got to avoid sugary foods. Sugary foods, and in particular those snacks that are like sticky, those gummy bear type things, energy bars that you chew on that are very sticky, even if they're 100% organic. If you do that kind of chewing on sticky stuff that tends to be a little bit more sugary in nature, and then you're done with that, for hours and hours it's sitting in your mouth, not a cool idea when it comes to trying to calm down inflammation, get rid of the gum disease, and being better for your teeth. And by the way, just as a reminder again, I want to talk about this event. This is day 3 of the Holistic Oral Health Summit. And you can find that. This is an event that I personally put on, the holisticoralhealthsummit.com. That's where you can go to enter your first name and your email address. You can get right in. Again, this is day 3 today. We have every single day this week top biological dentists I had amazing conversations with, where you can learn all about what to do, how to address mercury-based silver fillings, how to get them out properly, gum disease, how to deal with that, at-home tips and remedies as well are included, what to do about root canal treated teeth. We talk to all of these people. These are top dentists, top healthcare providers, and we put out a lot of great information. We'll also have what we call an encore weekend, where everything that you listen to this week, even if you miss a talk, if you register at holisticoralhealthsummit.com, put in your first name and your email address. If you register for it, you'll have an opportunity, not this weekend, but next weekend, where we're going to release all of the episodes again. You could just pick out any one that appeals to you. I really mean this. You're going to be amazed. If you've never heard it yet, just listen to one interview and you'll see how valuable this information is. And I really do hope that it's going to help you or someone that you love. The last one I want to finish up with today is cavitations. No, not cavities, cavitations. And just to address it in the mouth only, you can have cavitations other parts of your body, like in your hip. But this is an infection that can happen in your jawbone. Now, I want you to visualize this. This is a serious problem we're talking about. It becomes like this holding tank, like an empty swimming pool, if you will, that gets filled up with toxins. So here's the tricky part. You can't visibly see a cavitation. And the other issue is that it's really not something that's picked up even by a dentist by staring at your mouth on a quick exam. A hygienist is not going to be able to help you. And even I'll go as far as saying those bite wing x-rays that everybody should be familiar with. If you go to a dentist and they kind of stick that slide in there and ask you to, close down your mouth while they give you a little quick x-ray, right, for a second, it's not going to pick it up. So what you want to look for, and here's another thing too. I just want to mention one other thing I have here in my notes. The other tricky aspect of a cavitation is you would think something so horrific would hurt you a lot. And the truth is, in many cases, you'll have no pain at all, but be walking around with a serious jawbone infection. So, and a lot of times this is coming out, this is happening because of an extracted tooth. And many of them, and this is a big heads up, many of them happen after a wisdom tooth is yanked out. So this is where these jawbone infections can get triggered from just having teeth extracted from your body. So the best way to have a good look at your head, your mouth, to make sure whether you have it or not, if there's any suspicion, is to get a cone beam CT scan. This is a 3D image of what's happening all around your teeth, right? Not just two-dimensional, right? So this 3D image gives you a very, very good look and can really indicate whether there is there are indications that you have a jawbone infection. And the bottom line is, like the others that I've mentioned to you, if you're walking around with this, your immune system is not stupid. It knows that there's a pool of toxins in this hole in your jaw, and the toxins are filling up that space. It's an infected area, and that is constantly making the immune system, hey, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Well, guess what, folks? Your immune system's not going to be as likely to pay attention to cancer cells or other viral issues that may be going on throughout your whole body because it's so busy trying to keep an area like sort of surrounded and deactivated the best they can so that you don't get hurt. So again, it's a stress on the immune system, and the bottom line is, best way to take care of something like that is someone that's experienced, the dentist, is going to have to go in there, cut the gum lining, get inside, gut out that area, really burrow it out, clean out the infection, some ozone, things like this as well to make sure it's really super clean, close up that gum lining again, and then just give it some time to heal. But now you'll have had a professional remove all that infected debris inside your jaw. They'll have that all taken out. It really is a very important thing that you may have to take a look at, especially if you're dealing with symptoms and you're suffering with some sort of chronic disease symptoms now, like autoimmune disorders. Your immune system is raging. It's reacting to something. You tried all these organic foods. You tried detox programs. You're meditating. You're exercising. You're doing all these things. The reason why I say that is because so often I have spoken to people who are really into this kind of a healthy lifestyle stuff. But when I mention the mouth, I hadn't really thought of that. So it really is a big missing piece. That's why, again, I say it so often. It is probably one of the most overlooked health issues, problems in conventional and integrative medicine. And again, as we close out here, I just want you to be sure to just make some time, just a little bit, a few minutes. It's all I ask, that you go check out my event that I've put together with all these top biological dentists and healthcare providers. All these people have tremendous experience in integrative health, science, and medicine. And I put them all together in an event that's going off right now. This is day 3 today on Wednesday. It started on Monday. It goes all of this week. And then by next weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend, we'll have all the episodes available as well, available to everybody at no cost to you if you'll simply go to holisticallhealthsummit.com. You go to that website, you enter your first name and your email address, and you're in. You'll get immediate access today. You can listen to whatever it is you like, and each day there'll be another expert, a group of experts that you can choose from. Just pick out one thing that's of interest to you, and you'll see how valuable this info is. And really, I don't even give myself that much credit, although I do have a lot of experience doing interviews and creating events. But the speakers, the experts that I had on for this event are really second to none. They're fantastic communicators, great teachers, great doctors. So I hope you enjoy it. My question for you today, very simple one. When was the last time you saw your dentist? Was it today, yesterday, to 3 months ago? Anywhere from 0 to 3 months ago? A. B. 4 to 12 months ago? Or C, was it over a year since you've seen a dentist? Let us know in the comment section below. If you have any other concerns as well, of course, please feel free to sound off. Tag. Please share this show with someone you feel needs to hear this message, because I tell you again, this absolutely could be the missing link to someone who's been suffering with a health problem. They clean up their mouth, and all of a sudden, the inflammation, the trigger of the inflammation is gone. And so body pain is gone. Energy levels start to go up. A clarity of mind, and definitely way less risk to your digestive system, your bloodstream, your brain function. All of this is way less put at risk as soon as the mouth is cleaned up. So I hope that you find this information valuable. Just as a reminder, the Natural Health 365 live broadcast that we do each and every day here starts at 12 noon Eastern Time. Every day we create a new show. It's all about creating a better, healthier, stronger immune system for you. That's what this information is all about. And obviously, in turn, this will automatically help you to protect your health. Thank you very much for being with us today. I definitely look forward to speaking to you again soon, tomorrow. So please join us again. Engage with the comments down below. Be a part of our community. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.